everyone, and welcome to the Stanley Parable, the second one. Today we're going to finish the game, starting with the epilogue. It's a little weird to start with the epilogue, but you shut your mouth, we do what we want.
We make the rules here.
We make the rules!
Just like the narrator.
Alright, so the epilogue should start from the skip button ending, I think. Many, many years later. Yeah. The building's not even here anymore.
Wow.
When the vastness of dessert. Delicious.
Interesting,
Hey, you said you like the nature of this game, so there you go.
It's not nature, it's desert.
Alright, we get an office chair, and fire, and I don't know what that is, but...
Oh, I can't run into the fire.
Why would you want to run into the fire?
Because a world where I'm the only person alive is not worth living.
That's depressing.
It is. Just like the area we're in right now.
Oh! Look at all the office chairs.
Now what are they doing in the desert?
Well, there's a little dust devil.
We're gonna shoot some. I'm gonna get you.
Oh, I bet you're gonna get it, Adrian.
Those trees?
It looks like it.
Alright, Stanley, sprint. We gotta get to those trees. Not even close. So what's the point of this epilogue?
You'll find out if you wait.
I'm impatient.
I've learned!
Had like, what, 20 years to learn this? Civilization.
Not exactly. Does that look familiar to you?
The memories?
It's the memory cell. With a little generator. Because it needs to be powered, obviously.
Now, how did they get a generator out here?
The Stanley Parable 2!
The second one.
Yeah. There was a second one after the first one. You remember playing that one? Had a lot of gags.
You also had a bucket grinder.
That is true.
10 personalities.
The Bucket Destroyer.
Hello?
Cookie Nine's blog. Okay. Review, The Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with the sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, The Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fan base. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for. An infinitely deep hole? Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about enjoyable bits from the Stanley Parable 1 like the adventure line? Instead we get uninspired side quests, collecting figurines. Even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines gives you nothing. I must say though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting, a welcome reprieve from... then whatever. So Cookie 9 is the one who started this whole mess.
Yeah.
And also, they didn't finish it, because they didn't get the figurine ending, and they didn't get the infinite hole ending. So they actually didn't play the game to its completion.
As an infinite hole, who cares? I'm
That-
like, I
That
care.
was your favorite
That was
ending.
my, yeah, I loved that one.
Gym buttons? You gotta push a couple of them. Yes. Only the ones that are lit up are powered. I have a mission for you. I want you to hit all the gym buttons that are lit up.
I did.
No, there's more to the left. After we read this, of course. Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise. But a disastrous critical and commercial reception to the Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions as outlined in a press release they published today. It's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want, reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times in the press release. Well, dang. There's more buttons. There is a secret if you press all the buttons. That's mainly why I want you to push the buttons. All the ones that are lit up, of course. Okay. Okay. So you got all those.
Just making sure I had that one because it was like...
A couple over here. I'm sad that we didn't get the gym button in, like, you know, the office area. Or the infinite hole. Alright. Let's get this secret. Because I think it happens here. There we go. That's the secret. One of them actually says Stanley, as opposed to Jim.
Stanley.
There you go. Oh, you're walking backwards, so...
Oh.
Yeah.
Like, where did I go?
Who wants more Stiggly Wigglies? Got enough Stiggly Wigglies?
No, I need more Stiggly Wigglies.
You need all of them! So you'll end up with 26 of 6. Okay.
The collector in me, I'm like, there's no point in collecting these, but like, the collector in me is like, I got to. No?
All the doors seem to be closed. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Oh, that's the sign.
Oh yeah, the jump button.
Oh yeah. Hello again.
It's you!
It's him. It's nice to see you.
It's nice to see you too, man.
But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game.
It's terrible.
Did you read what the developer said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise?
Yeah.
What nonsense!
Yeah.
The Stanley Parable is not sacred. We don't need to protect it.
That's fair.
Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes.
We don't want to become like FNAF now.
Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back.
No! Again, let's not be like FNAF.
And if the people hate it, who cares?
Well, I will not be here for it.
You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was obsessed with what the people thought of his work.
Uh-huh.
Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn.
This reminds me of the video you showed me of like Minecraft people. It's like, burn it, destroy it.
It's not hard, in fact. Let me show you. Together we can make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we need to do is change the number in the game's title screen. Also, we really need a really dumb subtitle for the game. Something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together and make a new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3. And you get to pick one of each. Forgotten content. Are you happy with this?
I don't know.
You can change it. You just can't combine.
That's Saturday Night.
Saturday Night Apple.
I mean, that sounds really good. Forgotten content.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
The Stanley Parable 3. Forgotten content. It's absurd. I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in this game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have a say as well.
Let's do it.
Good, then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game.
Oh, I love this already.
And you know what? Since you put faith in my idea, I feel like I should give you something as well.
Okay.
You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you that broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it.
Good. It's been bothering me too.
Alright then. The achievement machine is all fixed.
Perfect.
You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together.
Well, of course we are.
We're going to keep this train rolling.
Darn right.
The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever.
Yes.
I must keep the wheel turning.
Good.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Always ready.
Great. There's only one last thing we need to do.
What's that?
Please enter the current time.
It is 5:01 in the afternoon.
I love this man so much. Just keep it at 5. Okay.
Confirm.
Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. You are playing the Stanley Parable 3 Forgotten Content.
I love that.
Every single time you close the game and restart the game, you get to change it.
You're joking.
I know. We will do that at the end of this episode.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Let's begin the game. We'll do it at the end of the episode so you can see how it goes. Every single time.
That's fantastic.
You can go up to Stanley Parable 10, Stanley Parable 58, however many you want to go. We'll probably just do 4 or 5. Yeah. Oh wow, get that. Too bad our office door's gonna close.
All this code is
Yep.
good.
Alright,
What could it mean?
so we should be able to go to the new content. With our bucket! Of course.
It's bucket time.
Alright, now.
Don't write it. Go to the new content area. It should be labeled new content again. Bingo!
Oh, new content? What does that mean? New content.
We might have to go through the old new content, the one with the original jump circle, to get to the other stuff. It's short though. But we get new dialogue because we have the bucket.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in
Yeah, we've seen all
2013.
Yeah, that is true. This has not changed.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable.
I'm about to say, I don't see them making like another thing after this though. I feel like this might be it as far as like actual Stanley games go.
Who knows? I mean, they could make another Stanley Parable and just like keep adding
Well,
endings.
this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see this.
I mean, everyone thought no one was going to expand on the Stanley Parable. So,
Wait, Stanley. I've just now realized that bucket you're holding. It's the bucket I've been working on for my sequel. How did you get your hands on it? Isn't this the preview to the sequel? How do you have the bucket already? This makes no sense at all. Hold on. Did I already show you my ideas for the sequel?
you did.
I don't remember doing that at all.
Okay, so explain to me why the new content door was now the new content door. Is it because we did the epilogue?
Yeah.
Will it forever remain the new content door now, or?
I think it will.
All right, let's see it.
The jump
The
circle.
jump circle?
Yeah.
And we can't jump because we used all of our jumps in the original jump circle. Did it feel good to jump?
The giant door, did you see them already?
Yeah.
Stanley, none of them are ready yet. I'm still developing them.
Well,
They're not even close to finished. How
we
did
know.
you look when you saw them? Were they captivating? Were they exciting?
Yeah, actually.
Fill on the promise of everything that a sequel to Stanley Parable could possibly be.
I'd say so.
I'd say yeah.
Figured out how the hell to make a sequel to this game?
Kind of.
Sorta.
More or less.
created a fancy skip button.
That is true. Alright.
Wait, if you're still carrying the bucket around with you, if the bucket is interesting to you, that means I must have made it correctly.
Yes.
Yes. You carrying the bucket with you everywhere is exactly what I set out to accomplish.
Mhm.
The bucket is the exciting and captivating new content that I promised. I did it. I win. I made a sequel to the Stanley Parable. Yes, the sign is correct. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Thank you for taking the bucket everywhere with you. Clinging tightly to the bucket, never letting it go. It means I've won. It means I am victorious.
Except for those times we,
It is a sweet sound
put-
of victory on
Yes.
the bottle. Thank you for enjoying the new content. The bucket is the Stanley Parable now. They are one and the same. There is no Stanley Parable without the bucket. I win, 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 I win.
He's so happy.
he is very happy about it. Okay.
Yeah, so the game should restart and we can get to the new content. Where there are 3 things I want to do. Or is it 4? There's,
The infinite hole.
4 things I want to do.
Alright.
None of them involve the
The
infinite hole.
meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room.
And now
Then
you need to take the
he would
bucket.
never be
Wait,
allowed to
hold
go
on.
Again. It's bucket time.
I didn't hear the door close behind me.
Oh, but it did.
We
were talking.
I was really hoping.
We were talking too loud and obnoxious. Right, new content. So now it's the new content. The Stanley Parable 2.
So we should go straight this time.
Yeah, we should go straight to the new area. Like the hall. So there is the QR code ending, the double bucket ending.
We did the QR
achievement
code
ending.
one yesterday.
Yeah, I'm going to actually cut the camera and show them the QR code in this episode,
Stanley, I've been reflecting
and then we'll
on the Stanley
continue
Parable
with everything else.
and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is
Yes!
why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever the Stanley Parable 2.
Technically second time ever, but that's okay.
So we just need to get to
Yes,
the
you see,
hall, because we've
isn't
seen all of
far
this.
superior to a measly port with a few minor additions. Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why there are so many possibilities? It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Have they really?
Clear. I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it.
Like Dork on Drift?
But if I can loosely organize a handful of
I mean, you know, that's the Switch's best
sure,
feature.
the game will sort of naturally spring up around
Best
it.
is a loose
Oh,
term.
work itself out.
That's-
Game development
at least we can fix Dork on Drift. That's the best feature. Feature.
Scientific or logical, really.
Okay. So go to the QR code just to show them what it is. So yeah, it's right here on the merch thing. If you scan it, you're taken to a website where there's a video and stuff. And I'm going to cut the camera now to show you guys, like, we'll zoom to that. We recorded it yesterday, but for you guys it'll be now. And then we'll laugh and have a great time. Then we'll come back to this and do the 3 other endings in mind. A sequel, huh? Watch this helpful and informative video to learn more about the Stanley Parable and what the journey of becoming a sequel is all about. That's new. If you're more of a prequel sort of person, check out the Stanley Parable. Okay. I think I actually need to unhook the headphones because we need to hear this in all of its glory. So let's crank that sucker up to max.
Say there, Jimmy. What's that you're enjoying? Why, it's breakfast, of course.
Okay.
Everyone loves breakfast. But did you know that breakfast is getting a sequel? That's right. It's called Lunch. And critics are raving that lunch will be everything breakfast was and more.
Okay.
With a little luck, we may even get a trilogy series out of it. You know what a sequel is, don't you, Timmy? Why, sequels are the world's way of clinging helplessly to the past. We all want more of the things we love.
Okay.
And we're all afraid of change, which is what makes sequels sequels to keep us couched in the familiar and the comfortable. Sequels are the bedrock of a healthy, functional society. And if you look around you, you'll find them everywhere you go. For instance, this man is developing a sequel to the automobile, which we'll call the vertical automobile. It's a useless and practical invention, and in 2 days' time, the man will be publicly stoned to death for his crimes against gravity.
Yep.
Not all sequels are heretical nonsense, however. Here's the man who invented breathing, which is the sequel to suffocating and dying a slow death.
Oh, Lord.
Parents are getting a sequel too. Their names are Rob and Jessica, and they'll be taking care of you once your original parents are sent back in time to fight a secret war for the government.
Okay.
Sequels can be very fashionable. This young woman is wearing 5 shirts at once, which is the sequel to wearing 4 shirts at once. Look at Becky over there, wearing only 2 shirts at once. Get with the times, Becky.
Yeah, Becky.
In fact, there is only one single thing in the world that isn't a sequel. It's this. We don't know what it is or why it exists.
What is that?
But it's the prequel from which all sequels are derived. And just like everything else, the Stanley Parable is getting a sequel too.
Yeah.
We all know, of course, that it was your favorite game as a child.
It was.
Don't you remember those long, lazy afternoons you spent playing the Stanley Parable?
I do.
Watching your
Yeah.
precious youth fritter away
I remember that.
Can't say
We
I.
all wasted our childhoods in one way or another.
Yes.
And you were fortunate enough to get to waste yours on the Stanley Parable.
Yep.
But the Stanley Parable came out years ago, and you're not a child anymore. You're a man, which is like the sequel to a child. And as a man, you want manly things.
Yeah.
Like taxes and cheating at baseball. You need a man's video game, Timmy. And that's why the Stanley Parable 2 will be perfect for you. It's as manly as video games can get.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at the
Heck, if I can look like that at the end of it, I'm all on board.
for the game. Here he is, hard at work. His name is Gregory Apac, and he's the cutting picture of raw, virile masculinity.
Yeah.
Gregory is what we call the ideas guy, and he has the most important role on the team.
Is he actually like
Ideas guy
legit?
tirelessly comes up with interesting
I can find that.
concepts and then hands them off to the rest of the developers for the relatively simple job of turning those concepts into reality. For example, he's the one who picked up the phone and declared, "Someone ought to make a sequel to the Stanley Parable." Good work, Gregory.
Yeah, Gregory.
Take the rest of the day off. With the hard part out
Good
of the
job.
way, work on the game can now begin. The game's developers must answer a simple question.
Okay.
What makes a sequel in the first place? Well, it's simple. Sequels are an opportunity to correct the mistakes of their predecessors. We've all made mistakes, and we've all caused harm to someone we love in order to cover up our mistakes. When developing this particular sequel, it's important to start by thinking, what mistakes did the original Stanley Parable make? Well, first off, most of the pornography in the original game was stolen or pirated, and it's time we paid the licensing fees fair and square.
Oh, gosh.
Second, the Stanley Parable was catastrophic for this man named Leroy, whose personal information, including home address, social security number, and bank information, were all displayed prominently in multiple locations throughout the game.
That's tough.
Although Leroy's money and identity were stolen, the fact remains that his personal information was the emotional core of the game, and absolutely vital to a nuanced understanding of the story. As reparation for the harm we caused him, the sequel will contain a brief and insincere apology to Leroy, tucked deep within the game, where it will be difficult to find.
Oh, that's nice.
Finally, the Stanley Parable made the mistake of leaking too many government secrets about the nature of the Time Wars. Without these intricate details of specific military tactics, the story is likely to make very little sense, but we decided to remove them from the sequel in the interest of helping the state's efforts. We'll get to you yet, Time Dracula. Now then, it's time to set about constructing the Stanley Parable 2. Game development is a difficult and complex art, one which can only be fully
I agree.
understood by this race of hyper-intelligent child soldiers bred in laboratories. They
Makes
begin
sense.
by studying the original Stanley Parable. Here it is in its raw, untouched form,
Wow.
a specimen of technological perfection. Time to exploit it for profit.
Yes.
Begin by adding jokes. The Stanley Parable was most widely known for its stark lack of humor, bucking all conventional industry wisdom. It was a bold artist's statement. was stood firmly behind. But in 2022, it's impossible to reach even a single consumer of video games without jokes of some kind. So very well.
Debatable, but
It'll be.
I agree.
During its development, over 500 kiloliters of comedy will be funneled directly into the core of the Stanley Parable 2.
Okay.
Creating jobs for hundreds of machine operators and producing 30,000 tons of pollutant chemical byproduct, which will be pumped directly into local lakes, rivers, and beautiful nature reserves like these
Love it.
all over the country.
Sounds good.
Another common complaint of the Stanley Parable is that there wasn't enough gameplay. And so for the sequel, its developers have gone to great lengths to fix this problem. Here we can see gameplay being printed on the sheets. Every video game contains as many as 1,000 sheets of gameplay.
Okay.
And several of the largest games ever made contain close to 1,500. On mobile devices, the gameplay sheets have to be printed smaller. For the Stanley Parable
That makes sense.
2, as many as 35 new gameplay sheets are being printed, each of which must be delicately massaged by the hands of a child before being added into the game.
Okay.
This man is stealing gameplay sheets from the factory, which he likely intends to use for a personal project he's been developing in his spare time.
Yeah.
A good public stoning will cure him of that inclination. Let's check on Gregory real quick.
Yeah, Gregory.
Still recovering from a hard day's work. Don't you move a muscle.
Don't do it.
Next up, it's time to blackmail the press. In a competitive market, blackmailing your local journalist can be one of the most effective methods of creating word
Okay.
of mouth buzz for your sequel.
Yeah.
In fact, blackmail is the currency of social progress.
All right.
From your neighborhood grocer to the teacher at your school to the man who helps you steal HBO, everyone responds to blackmail.
Yeah, they
If
do.
you've never done it before, it's easy to practice at home on your friends and family. Simply follow the instructional pamphlet that your teacher hands out after the end of the film.
We're supposed to
And finally, there's one last tool at our disposal.
Before we get to that, subscribe or I'll blackmail you. Thank you.
For making the sequel feel fresh and exciting, and that's packaging the game with collector's edition merchandise. If you order the Stanley Parable 2, you'll receive this cow's egg.
Yes!
A single egg will produce over 1,000 cows, which are, of course, the sequel to pigs. There you have it. Everything there is to know about producing the Stanley Parable 2. Of course, you may know that there is also
Not ready
a
for
game
that.
titled The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Yes, we have that one.
Which game is the true sequel to the Stanley Parable? It's an excellent question, really. One which the child soldiers have been working round the clock to come up with an answer to. And after many weeks of diligent research, the conclusion they've reached is, who gives a shit? All that
That's a
matters is that it's more content for you to cram down your insatiable gullet.
Yes.
You don't want thoughtful and nuanced answers to complex questions.
No.
You just want to eat bubble gum and cheated hopscotch. So get out there
That's
and
right.
pursue. Do your civic duty and bully your parents into buying you every version of the Stanley Parable 2 on every platform.
No.
Tell your friends to bully their parents as well. It's through
Bully your parents!
like these that the world
Don't
comes
do that.
together in harmony and connection. And it's only through this connection that we'll defeat Time Dracula once and for all.
Stinking
Don't
Time
let the
Dracula.
time-traveling vampires win. Buy the Stanley Parable 2 and pledge to support all sequels for today, tomorrow, and into the great unknowable beyond.
I honestly thought they were going to say the sequel to Tomorrow. Yeah. Billy only lived a sad 3 years. Alright! So that's the little QR code. That was hilarious. I love that.
Is this a bucket?
Andrew's still focused on the bucket.
Well, it's also right there.
Ah! It is right there! Alright, well, we're done in this section. Back to the video. Wasn't that great? Didn't you have a good time? I like that video. Andrew laughed at the video.
It's great.
It's a great video. Okay, so there are 3 endings. There's the double bucket ending, where you take your bucket to the reassurance bucket. There is the settings world champion, and then there is the achievement.
Double bucket.
You want the double bucket ending? Okay, if you say so.
Here's the double bucket bad.
Wait, there are 2 buckets here. How did you get a second bucket?
Yeah.
Oh no, The warmth and comfort of a single bucket is already so great, so intoxicatingly wonderful. With 2 buckets, there's no telling. Stanley, can you still hear me? Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Nope. Apparently I'm not with you anymore.
Stanley! Oh, thank God. I didn't lose you. Stanley, the power of 2 buckets was too much.
It's too much.
I had to destroy both of them. I know how much the bucket meant to you, but I couldn't take the risk.
It's okay.
I hope one day you can forgive me.
Give me a 3rd bucket.
Give me another bucket. Alright. That's technically the bucket, the double bucket ending.
I didn't need the bucket for anything else, did I?
No.
Okay, good. Because
I'm just kidding.
I'd like to say, otherwise you should have stopped me.
Now you're fine. Let's do the settings world champion really quick, which it should be.
Says your name. I want to see if it still says Jim or if it finally says Stanley.
I think it still says Jim, but we can check if you want.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer
Be
is
acknowledged.
they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, sorry, I should have clarified. Right now,
Oh, I see.
the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name.
So this is the same.
That is. Here, let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise
You're trapped
Okay,
until
here we go.
you
Let's
finish
take a
this.
deep breath, clear your mind, forget who the you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Welcome back to Nonsense News!
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the
Oh, my bad.
If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
Exactly.
Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first.
What if we
Sorry.
don't let him finish first?
Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving. Alright, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
Can you not hit Jim again?
See, if you'd only played along, your name the button says, but no. Instead, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away.
No! Yes!
Success!
Let's go to the settings world champ.
Sorry, I had to.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand. It's a fun button to hit.
I wanted it different. I wanted to see if it would be different after I accidentally hit it before him. I'm like,
Okay.
so where's
Wait.
that?
Maybe
to the
I'll
left.
only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable 2. They would appreciate
So go
I've created
left.
here.
That door.
This door?
Yeah. We'll have to come back down, but
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, we'll go at the end of the
yeah, so go up those stairs. So I remember when we ran into the door and it was like, we couldn't open the door. Settings world champ door was locked. It still is. However, if you adjust every setting, you open the door. So if you move it to the max and the min of every setting, I can do it for you because it is a little, and then move to the minimum.
It's like 70 or
It was 72.
72.
Yeah. All right.
Alright, so
So just
5.
Yeah. All right. Then off and on. You just gotta go through every language until it gets to English again. Go off and on. Go back to medium. Okay. 80. This is a setting. I am so sorry. Or this is a ending. I'm very sorry. Do you need to do transitional labels? Like have it on and then adjust those or no? Because you also need to do audio controls. Might as well do them, just for good measure.
It was a medium, right?
It is medium. And then as long as you put that back to 80 afterward, Then you can go to audio. So hit R. There you go. So, yep. You know the drill here.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. A man named Stanley.
Isn't this just exciting?
Nothing has ever made me happier in my entire existence. Can you just see it on my face?
Oh yeah, I can totally read it.
Sorry.
Alright. So simplified controls on and then off. Is that it? Settings World Champion. Alright, resume the game, so leave and then come back. No, like, not like begin the game, like go down the stairs.
Oh.
And then come back to this door. Should open as you leave. There you go.
Aha! I can see you've gotten the Settings World Champion achievement. Well done. You've experienced
I don't know why
all
that's
the
there.
settings.
I don't know.
Travel to all corners of the settings menu. There's nothing you haven't seen. So, just for you, the Stanley Parable.
Oh, I know what it is. Go back to
An
settings.
entirely new system.
And go down. Just keep going down. Turn that off. The translation settings. So down, down, that one. Turn it off.
There.
Something called bumpscosity.
You'd have a new setting called bumpscosity.
What is bumpscosity? Well, I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I just know that you'll be able to adjust it on some sort of slider, and that it'll be available from the settings menu. We'll sort the rest of the details out later.
You should adjust some bumpscosity.
Trying out every level of bumpscosity in the Stanley Parable 2.
Yeah. Adjust that bumpscosity. There it is. Bumpscosity. Alright, is that 100 or 1 or 12 or 50 or 67 or 100 or 1,000?
1,000 bumpscosity.
1,000 bumpscosity.
I don't know what that does.
Alright, so now we need to go to the,
Doesn't do anything, does it?
well, he doesn't know what it does yet. Oh yeah, the achievement. It should be fixed now. Because our buddy helped us out.
It just works.
It just works.
And now it really
Here's
is.
something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yes.
Well, I'm developing technology to simply give you the achievement.
Sounds good.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you
This
pull it,
lever?
the achievement will be given.
That lever.
It's as simple as
Simple as that? You should pull it. Achieved!
As you can see, the machine is not working yet. Simply. Wait. What in the holy hell is going on? You've got the achievement.
Replace this?
Why did the machine work? Stanley, I didn't fix it. I didn't do anything to it. I swear, it was broken just a second ago.
But our buddy helped.
Is someone here? Are we being watched?
I mean, we're being watched by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Composure.
At least 2.
Composure. Yes, as you can see, the machine is working as normal, as I intended.
Yes.
It truly speaks to the awe-inspiring magic
He's freaking
of the
out.
Stanley Parable 2. Breathe. Just breathe.
Alright, so begin the game again. I want to see, because...
Was that everything?
Yeah, that's everything. So I want to see if there's like a... Because I think he mentions the bumpscosity. If you just like walk around with it on max. I think he does.
So we're just gonna walk around a bit with our bumpscosity at max. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I'm gonna make sure that
1,000.
bumpscosity is at 1,000.
Bro, that's
There we go.
1,000 bumpscosity.
A lot of bumpscosity.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know if the bucket's gonna override the bumpscosity.
I don't think so. Okay, well let me tell, because I think it's like, one of those random things that he talks about, like, I don't think it's like guaranteed to get it, so like, he'll say it when like, all of his coworkers were gone, so if you don't get it then.
Oh.
So if you want to reset the game and see if you can get it, like, if you want to reset it a couple times and see if you can get it, you can. I think it's hilarious, but I can also just tell you what
I
it says.
want you to talk about my monstrosity.
Talk about the monstrosity!
It's like Alex. Text me.
You gonna say it?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, we did not.
Give you one more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just give it one more time, I'll tell you what he says.
Yeah, but say.
Because it is hilarious, but I don't think it's like, 15 resets hilarious.
My God, the monstrosity in here is absolutely overwhelming. You people are going to be nuts.
We are.
How can you stand this much monstrosity?
How? That was it.
Oh, worth it.
Totally worth it. I'm
Worth
so
it.
glad we got it on the final attempt. He heard, he's like, oh gosh, gotta talk about that bumpscosity. Oh, let's close the game and adjust the menu. I'm gonna cut the camera to make sure everything saves. But
So go to menu.
yeah, but we'll have to turn off the game and then adjust the setting. The title screen again. Alright, Andrew is adjusting the title. The Stanley Parable 4. What do you want?
Got it.
Okay. The Revenge of the Mind Control Machine. Honestly, that's a game.
That or the explosion. Yeah. The Revenge of the Explosion.
The Stanley Parable 4, The Revenge of the Mind Control Machine. And he has tons, this changes every time.
I love this.
Alright, Andrew. Ratings.
Alright.
This rating means a lot because I
So,
recommended this game,
This is not just gonna be the new DLC rating. This is gonna because it'd be a lot lower because it was less than the entirety of the game. So I will be putting my regular rating and this as one brand new rating, the whole game.
The whole game. Yeah, I thought we were doing that regardless.
Oh, I didn't know if we were just doing the two different.
No, because we didn't play the original Stanley Parable. If
That's
we
right.
did, we'd probably do the difference. But since this is our first time playing it, just do the whole.
Alright, so the
whole
whole
shebang.
game worth the $24.99. I will say that upright. We got a minimum of 4 games in
That's
one.
true.
Look at that. That is the 4th game that we have not even touched yet.
Technically 5, because we got the original, the Ultra Deluxe, second 3, 4. We haven't played the 4th one yet. It's the Revenge of the Mind Control Machine. I'm sure it's super epic. A lot going on. Don't worry, this is the next series coming out. We'll play Stanley Parable 4.
Okay, so we are doing the.
It's coming soon.
I'm actually gonna take a picture of that.
The
'Cause
4th one?
the title, because I'm gonna use that for something later.
Oh, okay.
Not YouTube related. This is more for me personally. There we go. All right.
Okay, back to the rating.
Back to rating. Sorry.
5 whole games.
Yeah,
in
five
this.
whole games.
Crazy.
So I would say that this game is definitely one that, if Alex did not recommend, I would have completely ignored. I would have been like, oh, that's a funny concept, and moved on. And then he's like, bro, this game is actually pretty good. I've seen people play it. I'm like,
I showed him a couple endings.
and he's like, also, I desperately need a series. I'm like, hey, for $25, I got a lot of money on the Xbox. Sure, I'll get it. And I was not disappointed. I will say if you go for every ending, it's more or less the same. Dialogue kind of gets boring after a while, but
I'll give you that.
the endings themselves, it's always fresh. It always makes you feel something.
It's always worth the read.
It's either depressing, bucket endings.
Oh, everything.
Sometimes it's funny, like the
Bottom of the Mind Control Facility song. I found that humorous.
yeah, like that one.
Is it a bucket? Is it not?
Is
a bucket?
it? Yeah, I was about to say, is it a bucket versus a not a bucket?
The
and
comedy
then,
instructional videos.
Well, you're mainly going for bucket endings. I'm also just the regular endings of having the press conference after going up and down 18,000
God, the
times,
elevator
or
endings. Jeez.
the freaking you let the baby go into the fire, stuff like that.
Oh, jeez.
It had so much going on.
Yeah.
But, and I know most games, if it has a lot going on, Radical Red, for example, it had too much. It was kind of clunky.
So much.
This one
going
had so much going on, but it was so well constructed that it was engaging. Like, yes, we go to the manager's office for the 8th time, door automatically swings open because it's like, yeah, we got it. We're not gonna make you punch in the code a million times.
That was hilarious.
But it was the ability to getting that new ending, knowing that there was something different you could do every time was worth it to kind of go back and do it again.
Oh yeah.
For me personally, at least. So I have to give this game a honest 9 out of 10.
Oh wow, that's a really high rating.
Yeah, I about to say there's just something in me. I can't give it like a 10 out of 10. Like, it's just not. I just don't feel like it's there.
There's only like 4 or 5.
9 out of 10 is really good.
I was about to say, you're more of a critical rater on my channel.
Yeah.
Ratings.
I was about to say, I think I've only given like 3 games a perfect 10.
I was gonna say there's only
Because
like 4 or 5.
one was Pokemon.
Brilliant Diamond.
Brilliant Diamond. Boyfriend Dungeon was 1, and I want to say there was like a 3rd one, but I cannot remember for the
So
life
West
of
of
me what it was.
Loathing?
I think it might have been West of Loathing.
I think you gave that a 10. It was either a 9.8 or 10.
I am the more critical of the
Yeah.
two of us. But that's because when I play games, I want to be entertained. Like, basically this game kind of hit a majority of what I want. Like, I want to make sure it's entertaining.
So
It's engaging. I'm not gonna get bored. Like, have replayability, stuff like that. If that makes sense on why I'm a little bit.
I
more
know you
critical.
said that you don't know what it is, but if like, why is it not a 10? I'm not expecting you to give it a 10. I never was. I didn't expect you to give it a 10. But like,
I just
you have no negative repercussions about it.
I don't
You're
like it.
like
Just
there's
I just,
something.
like, I feel like there's just like a small something missing.
A skip button.
No,
Yes.
we don't talk about the skip button. Like, I don't know. It's just like, because it's really good. It's just like, I feel like there's something missing to give it that 1 point left, and I don't know what it is. I mean, do you feel like there's like just like one piece kind of missing from this? Maybe it's just me.
I'm not giving it a 10. I'm giving it like a 9.8 or 9.9. Like, it's there.
Okay, interesting. So what's preventing you from giving it a perfect 10?
I don't know. I guess it's just not my style of game. Like, I love it being hypothetical. I love choice. I love, like, the life questioning, thought-provoking questions that come because you picked up a bucket and now it's dead because you stabbed it, because you loved it, but then you went out the window, but it got tripped. Like, what? I love that stuff. I love the narrator. He's hilarious. I love Mr. Sliderman. I love how the endings are super serious and then all of a sudden you're in a museum about buckets. Like, or silly birds.
Right before you die, you get to go through an entire exam of buckets.
Yeah. Honestly, I love the original content and the DLC. I like the DLC a little more. The bucket really adds a lot. I love the bucket. Wish there was a button that said gym when we, like, you know, we're in the office. That would have been great. Wish there was an infinite hole. There were holes, but they were not infinite. I'm so sad.
That's what was missing.
The infinite hole.
The infinite hole was not easily accessible at any given moment in time. That's what was missing.
I also love, it's not super apparent, the soundtrack of the game, but like, there's, good job, you did it, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility, well done, or something like that. It's like the whole title. And then there's the adventure line. La, 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 la. I love that song. It was just a really well, like, you know, constructed game. I'm really glad they made a Ultra Deluxe, because if they didn't, we would not have played it.
Yeah.
But it was definitely worth it. I had a lot of fun. I'll give it a 9.9. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. It's over.